for your MyListing websites or WordPress websites in general. And for this, we're going to be using Bracketspace's notification plugin suite. Bracketspace is a new partner with the club. I'm going to do a brief introduction of them, and then we're going to dive into a guide that I've written for this solution and see how to implement it firsthand on a MyListing website. Okay, so let's quickly talk about the guide and how to access it from the MyListing Club website. Let's go up here under Menu and then Resources. And it's going to be this, at the time of this video recording, it's going to be this first post listed here. Build the ultimate notification system for MyListing with Bracketspace. So that's the guide we're going to be using for this video. And I'm going to go ahead and move this to my other screen and introduce you to Bracketspace real quick. You can just go to their website yourself as well. Go to bracketspace.com, easy URL to remember and go to. This Notifications Pro here, this is the suite of plugins that we're going to be focusing on in this video. They also have other solutions like Advanced Cron Manager, Easy Watermark, and they're also working on an email templates solution. So check those out if you want. Looking at their documentation, I wanted to point this out specifically because of how well it's done. So lots of good documentation there and some tips and tricks from the team over there. In my interactions with the team, they're very responsive, very nice people, easy to talk to. So if there's if there's something that's not covered in the documentation, just point it out to them. I'm sure they'll help you out or help you find it if maybe it's buried somewhere. But yeah, really good stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into setting this up. Like I said, I've got the guide over on my other screen. I'm going to follow along with that exact guide for this video, and we are going to use this copy of one of my starter sites, the Fit Starter site, to demonstrate how this works. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get logged into that starter site. And let me just, please indulge me while I read a bit from the top portion of the guide before we get into the technical bits, okay? So like I said, for this guide, we'll be working with Bracketspace's notification solution, a powerful plugin that works with all triggers and notification types, providing endless possibilities to control what and how notifications are sent. I'm going to cover the pro features that come from implementing paid extensions, like it's WooCommerce, push notifications. There's more that I'll show you. The free features included out of the box, and then the free extensions that are included out of the box, like BuddyPress, BBPress, and so on. With this plugin, it's as simple as 1, defining when to create a notification, i.e. the trigger. 2, choosing how the notification is delivered, i.e. the carrier. And then step 3 is optional, but that is specifying like the conditions. When should they actually go out? Are there any special conditions around that? Okay. So if you've ever thought to yourself, I'd really like to be notified if and when as the website owner, or if you've ever thought, I would love to send out notifications to listing owners if and when something happens, then this is a solution for you to look at for sure. Okay. Club members get 30% off of their bundles. So let me quickly show you what that is. And you'll get this if you go to the club deal link. I'll pull that over here. So you got to follow the club's deal link to get the deal. You get 30% off. And once you're there, you just follow the instructions. Use the grab this deal link. That'll take you there. And then second step is you'll follow this link. And this gets you actually into their bundles. So you can buy these extensions is what I'm looking at here. We're looking at here on the screen. You can buy these as a one-off solution, but it's better to try to get them into a bundle to save money. It also depends on the number of sites and stuff you have, but you could also buy a bundle. And then if you need to add on another extension, you can do that like a la carte, but the discount applies here to these bundles. Okay. Okay, I think I just closed down the guide, so let me quickly pull that back up. Okay, so we got that pulled back up. All right, so the core plugin setup, it's just as simple as going, if you're familiar with installing plugins with WordPress, which I'm guessing you are, you just go to plugins and then add new. and then just do a search in here for the word notification. Super simple. Go ahead, install, activate that plugin. I've already done that prior to this video, so we're good to go there. Let's go ahead and review the settings before we dive into creating stuff. So for that, we go to notifications over here on the left-hand side, and then we're going to go to settings. Okay, so let's run through all of these tabs. By default, the general tab, I would look at it and just see what's possible and see if there's anything you want to change, but there's nothing that I can see that needs to be changed right off the bat. So we're going to move on over to triggers. And like I said, this is what defines when a notification, goes out. Like, when are you triggering that notification to be generated and sent? Okay. So first one here, we've got posts, and you can do it on any kind of post type. Okay. So whether it's post, page, a template, listings, products, and so on and so forth. Moving on down, it could be any taxonomy. So right here, by default, they use the WordPress post categories and tags. This is not the MyListing categories tags, but you can pull those in, which we'll look at here in a second. Comments, you've got options there, whether it's a comment, pingback, trackback, a review. Actually, I kind of like that collapse as we go along here. Okay, next up is users. So this is just going to unlock a bunch of user triggers. Again, we're going to look at triggers. You're going to see how those are selected. So media, so media-based triggers, anything with the theme. So whether the theme is updated, whether it's switched, things of that nature. Plugin, whether plugins are installed, activated, that sort of thing. WordPress, any updates that are available. So kind of going along with the theme and the plugins, you can actually treat this notification solution as an activity log as well. So if you're not logging into your site every day and you want to know what's kind of going on with what the team is doing or someone that's doing website care for you, then you could be alerted when there's WordPress updates, there's things are going on with the plugins, things are going on with the theme. What's really cool about the WordPress updates thing is, let's say you're a business owner, you don't have website care with somebody, you're kind of trying to do it on your own to start. But you don't want to log into your website every day to see if there's an update that you need to apply. So you can go running about your business, you can go on vacation, whatever it may be. And your business is humming along. There's, it's running itself for the most part, it's on autopilot, but you do want to know when those updates are out so you can see if it's something that's it's a security vulnerability, or it fixes an issue maybe you've been waiting for a fix on, or it has a feature update that you've been waiting on and you'd love to announce to everybody. So what this could do is, instead of logging in every day to find that out, you could have a notification sent to you when updates are available. And then when it's time to log in potentially. Okay, really cool stuff there. Triggers around privacy, user accounts, that sort of thing. And then lastly here, this is a pro feature, scheduled triggers. So you can, with this add-on, you can schedule when these triggers fire. So let's say somebody buys a product or something and you don't want to send something out right away, but maybe you want to wait a few days and let them have a chance to play with your platform, and then send them an email after 3 days, let's say, as part of a scheduled trigger that's like a follow-up. How's the platform? Here's a form for a survey. How easy is this to use, and so on and so forth. So that's where scheduled triggers can come in. Okay, carriers. Again, this is how the notifications are sent. By default, we see here that email is the method that's activated by default, and you can use HTML or plain text. I would just leave it at HTML to start. I would also leave everything else here just the defaults, unless you have a really good reason to change it. It's going to send the emails from the default WordPress settings for the name and the email. So whatever you have set in WordPress as the default, it's just going to pull from that. So there's not really anything you need to do here unless you have a special use case. So let's jump over to integration. Yeah, so this one is, what did I write for this one? I can't remember. Let me see what I said here. Integration. Yeah, so while notification is focused on sending out notifications, A nice little bonus is found in this area, which allows you to disable default emails WordPress sends out to help you eliminate some of the noise. Yeah, I totally just brain farted what this was for. But yeah, so a lot of times you could find code snippets to do this stuff. So like if you don't want to know when a new user is created or a password has been changed, a lot of times you need a plugin or a code snippet. But this plugin already has it built in. You can turn off some of this stuff to eliminate the noise. Okay, so that's really cool stuff. Importing and exporting. It is like what it sounds like. If you have multiple websites and you've really got this notification solution dialed in settings-wise and notifications-wise, you can import and export everything and put it over onto another site. Or maybe you just want to do a backup, rebuild your site and bring them back in later. This allows you to do that. And then debugging, you shouldn't need this unless you are facing an issue. Hopefully you never will. Just remember, if you ever turn this on, to make sure you turn it off, because with any debugging logging system, it's going to add a little bit of overhead to your website while you're troubleshooting. Just remember to turn it off when you're done. This will probably only come into play if you need support from the vendor and they need logs and that sort of thing from you. Last step here is custom development. If there is a custom notification that you need to have built by this particular team over at Bracketspace, obviously they know what they're doing. You can click this button and see about that service. Okay, before we go on, let me make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to say. Talked about scheduled triggers. Real quickly, the carriers, we're going to see that firsthand here, but I want to run through those real quick. For free, out of the box, you get webhook and webhook JSON. And then these are all paid extensions here. Discord, Slack, push notifications, Twilio SMS, BuddyPress, file log. So it's like logging things to a file. Mailgun, push bullet push or push bullet SMS, push over push or SendGrid. Okay. Adding a new carrier is just as simple as, if we go over to plugins, let's assume that you've purchased notification, one of the bundles, or you've bought one of the extensions ad hoc, just as a one-off product. You just download that extension from your Bracketspace account. And as you see here, I've got a couple of them in here. You just install it like you would any other plugin. And once you do that, let's go ahead and just do one here. Let me find one that I'm actually going to use. We'll just do conditionals for now. Okay, so we added conditionals, and then you just need to go over to notifications and extensions and drop in your license code there to activate it, to get the updates and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how you add a carrier. Really, really simple stuff. And I'm going to show you firsthand here how that looks when using a carrier. We're going to build a notification from beginning to end. Looking at my guide here, I see something that I should have put in a different order, but I'll fix that after this video. We went over integration. Importing and exporting, we went over that. Debugging, notifications. All right, so out of the box, there are a number of common, I put in quote, common notifications, post publish, welcome email, etc. And then under WordPress notifications, there's new user, password reset, etc. ready for you that you can further customize with a built-in wizard. So if I go to notifications here, there's usually a wizard. So I'm going to go back here just so you can see. Hopefully I can get the wizard back for you. Okay, here we go. Run the wizard. This is what you're going to see when you first install the plugin, but because I already had it installed and was tinkering around, this wizard went away. But you can run it again, and this is what it would look like by default to you. Okay, so as you see, yeah, you can see the things I just went over. These are like the common notifications. They preset this up to get you started, or you can just skip the wizard altogether and just build one from scratch. In all, there are 59 different notifications available to you simply by activating the plugin. So again, 59 active notifications just by activating the plugin for free, right? Yeah, later in this guide, we'll get into the paid extensions and stuff. Okay, so let's dive into the technical part of this. Let's build a post-published notification. And for this, I want to show you how the wizard works. And then later on, we'll do it without the wizard, okay? So we're going to click on this post-publish card here and click create one notification over here on the right. Okay, that brings us up to, it kind of creates like an auto draft. The only thing I'm not a fan of is that the status is on already. I've already put a note in with the developer that I think that should be turned off by default. But anyway, in my notes, I just have, go ahead and toggle this off. And the reason I think it should be toggled off is because you haven't yet configured it. So you don't want something going out that you're not finished configuring, okay? So let's turn that off. Then we're gonna go ahead and just edit that notification. Okay, if desired, change where, let's go ahead and clear this out so you can see it. This is just a title, so add whatever title you want in here. I'll put back what they had. And then trigger, this is because it's part of the wizard, they've already put in here post publish. So you can adjust that if you want, but we're setting up a post publish trigger here. Subject, you can see they've already populated with what's called a merge tag. So if we look over here on the right, these are merge tags, and you can pre-populate data dynamically. So they've already added the site title in there. So you can get all of this, you can search. So if I just search for site, that should have been in there. Maybe they just, because they know that already off the top of my head, off the top of their head, maybe they just know to put that in there. I would think it would be available over here. But anyway, site title is just going to pull in your site title, dash post, the name of the post title. That should definitely be in here under post. So let's just do title. There we go, post title. So you can just copy those merge tags and drop them in here, which is what they've done here. So they're just assuming you already know this merge tag, site underscore title. Okay, so it's going to build that subject dynamically for you. Adjust it if you want, leave it as is. Moving on down, also optionally adjust the body of this. So same thing, add a version of a combination of your own text. Use the merge tags over here on the right to dynamically add data in. Just build that email body content however you would like there, or just roll with what they have there for you. Okay. Moving down, recipient types, you can choose between the administrator account, various roles. So with the administrator selected, we see that it already pulls in that email address from that account. We can use email merge tags. So here you can put in those merge tags again. You can dynamically create recipients, okay, or specify recipients. User, you can specify any user account. User ID, same thing, you specify the user ID. And then lastly is the roles. So if you want to specify notifications or send notifications to specific roles, you can do that. So any of the roles that are on your website, you can do that. Okay. What else did I have? Carriers. So this is where those carriers come in. Again, this is, we've done the trigger. Now we need to define how we're communicating those notifications. That's the carrier. So we click add new carrier, and by default, again, you've got those, the email, which is up here at the top. You see here under carriers, you can toggle off email if you don't want to send email at all. You can delete it, or you can do a combination of email and another carrier down here. Yeah, so we're just going to send an email for this particular set of instructions. So we've already got that set up. Let's pretend, but like I said, you can add another carrier down here. Yeah, you just need to install the extension, which is why it says Pro here. That's why. As you see where it says Pro, that means you need to have the extension purchased either as the one-off purchase or it's in your bundle. But this Pro will go away once it's available to you and you've installed it. We also see here that BuddyPress, where it says available. That means it's free and it's included with the plugin. Okay, so we've got our email configured. That's good. We talked about additional carriers, conditionals down here. You saw that I installed that conditionals extension. That's what makes this down here possible. So down here in the lower part of my screen, lower left, we see the conditionals. Always process the trigger. So if you do nothing, it's just going to send, it's going to send this notification based on this trigger every time, post published. You can change the conditionals to do process this trigger if, and then you can do, let me go ahead and toggle this off so we have more screen real estate here. Process this trigger if, and then you just build your conditional. So you can use merge tags again. Let's say only send this out if the post, let's see, post status, only send this out if the post status, so that's our merge tag, post status, is equal to, whatever, published, text contains listing package sale, whatever you can dream up, and you can add multiple conditions. Just whatever you need to do to build this stuff. It's super, super powerful stuff. Okay, looking up here at the top right of my screen, as you saw earlier, we disabled it because we're not done setting this up. We don't want to send this out until we're done, right? We're still not done. So the next thing here is this catch and review queue. This is a pro feature. If you turn this on, what it'll do is the notifications, once it's triggered, it'll end up in a review queue. And let me go ahead and see if I can get this on here. Here we go. This is another extension, review queue. So I'm going to activate that. I'm going to refresh this notification. And let's see here. I thought I turned that on. There we go. So that's active now. I'm going to refresh this notification that we're building. Now we see up here in the top right that catch and review is available to us. We just want to toggle that on. And what this is going to do is catch this notification in a queue, like it says, so you can review it before you send it out. So this is very valuable if you just want to test things, test it in the review queue before you release it. So it's really cool for that. And it's also, if you just want total control, you want to know exactly what's going out notification wise, you can do that. I would probably want to automate things, but I would definitely use this for testing purposes. So once you do that, you'll see a review queue over here in the notifications menu. So this is showing you right here that we've got a post publish. It's ready to be reviewed. This is a notification that would have gone out otherwise if it wasn't sent to the queue. And it's just showing you the live data, how that recipient or recipients would view this if it were to go out. And from here, you can choose save and submit and just send it out there. Okay. So that's the review queue. So once you're done, so let's say you've gone through this, you've done the review queue. You don't have to, that's just optional. Let's just say you've gone through all this, you're done. You love how it looks. It's all good. You can optionally turn off catch and review queue, or maybe you just not going to use that pro feature at all. Now it's time just to enable that post notification, and it's ready to go. Okay, super, super simple stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and toggle that off. Okay, so that's a post-publish notification. We talked about the pro features, the carriers, how to add a carrier. We talked about conditionals. I showed you how to enable the conditionals. Review queue, we talked about that, how to enable it. All right, so let's look at another scenario. So a taxonomy published. What if we wanted to let people know when a particular taxonomy was added to a MyListing website? For this example, I'm about to show you, we'll email all subscribers when a new custom taxonomy, in this case, gem amenities, is published and available for listing owners to add to their listings. So what I'm saying in this example is, let's say a listing owner for this particular starter site, or pretend this is a real site, it's a fitness website. A listing owner has signed up. At the time that they signed up, you had a taxonomy for gym amenities that was, like you had like 8 of them, but it, offering complimentary or massages or offering some sort of massage or spa services wasn't one of your taxonomies because it just wasn't for whatever reason. Then now you're adding that in. You thought about, oh yeah, that's worth it. Listing owners have been asking me to add this taxonomy in, so I'm going to add this in. So you go and you add massage services. Let's just show you here. So if we go under listings and then gym amenities, so you've got a whole list here. Let's just hypothetically say you didn't have, they do have massage therapy here, whatever, just any custom taxonomy. Tanning. I wonder if there's tanning in here. There's tanning services. I'm just trying to think of, we'll do facial massages. I know that's not facial massages. Okay. You add that. And now you want to let your listing owners know that, hey, you can go if you have facial massage services at your gym, hey, this taxonomy is now available to you. You can go and add it to your listing and make your listing look more appealing, show up in search and the filters and all of that sort of thing. Sky's the limit here. This is just, your gears are probably churning here if they should be, if they're not, but you get the idea. It's just, there's very, very powerful stuff, but the key is like notifying the listing owners. Otherwise they wouldn't know. Like, how are they ever going to know that you're adding additional features that are available to them, that sort of thing. Okay. So let's look at how to set this up. So again, we're going to notifications over here on the left-hand side in WordPress. So where am I going here? I've expanded too many things. Where is notifications? Oh, it's hidden behind my head there. Okay, there we go. So we're going to notifications. Okay, we're going to do add new. And this one we're going to do outside of the wizard. So you get to see it from scratch. It's not a whole lot different. It's just, it's not pre-configured for you as much. So add new notification. What did I call this here? Notifications, settings, text. Oh yeah, before we do this, there's something else we need to set up. I'm gonna go ahead and save this. I'm gonna disable it. Like I said, let's disable that to start. So under settings here, so notifications, settings in the WordPress menu, let's go there first. We need to specify, we need to tell notifications that we have those custom taxonomies, okay? So we go under triggers, so the triggers tab, and we see here that by default, we're just talking about the default WordPress posts, categories, and tags. So we just click this little field here and we find our custom taxonomy. So in this case, we're talking about gym amenities. So let's click that. So that's in there. And then we'll just go click save down here at the bottom. Okay, now we're ready to go to set up that notification. So let's go back to our notifications. Let's go into that one we started, and we're going to call this custom taxonomy published, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so custom taxonomy published. Now for the trigger, we want to go find our gym amenities. So we're going to scroll down here. There we go. That's our custom taxonomy. Gym amenities term created. So we want to alert listing owners or anybody else that subscribes to these notifications when we add a gym amenity in this case. Okay, our carrier. So because we're not working from the wizard, there's no carriers set up. So we want to just click add new carrier, and we're just going to email again in this case. So click email as the carrier. We're going to put that same subject in here, but you can get creative. You could say custom taxonomy published, and then you could use the merge tags. So like gym amenities name, copy that. And then there, so then the subject of the email is going to be custom taxonomy published dash, and then the name of the actual amenity that was added, that taxonomy that was added. We can even put that up here in our title. So this is a specific custom taxonomy published for gym amenities. So that's the title of this particular notification. Helps us identify this better. Okay. So then we have our subject, and then you just build out the body again. Hi, We would love to inform you. No, let's do something different. We are happy to announce that we've added the, and then again, you can use that merge tag here. We've added the whatever it's going to be in this case, and in this case, it's going to be that whatever that taxonomy is. We add under gym amenities. I think I did facial massages. So this is going to say we're happy to announce that we've added the facial massages, however you want to call this, taxonomy, or you call it category, call it whatever you want. We're happy to announce that we've added. Let's take out we've added facial massages as an available gym amenity. If this applies to your business listing or whatever you want to put in there, be sure to update your listing. Be sure to update your listing to get more visitors viewing it. You know, whatever you want to put in there. And then you can use more merge tags. You just get creative here and do it. There's custom fields. That's a whole other conversation. More complex, definitely possible. But if you have the custom field extension in there, you can do a bunch of stuff. But the merge tags here, let me go ahead and save this. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and save this. So we've done the body here, but let's talk a little bit more. Like the merge tags here, as we build this, it looks kind of thin, but as you add extensions, so let's say WooCommerce, then let's add, what's another one? Let's just go with that one for now. So we've added the WooCommerce extension. Now let's refresh this. When you do that, let me make sure that it's active. It is active. It also depends too. So that's not going to work in this case. Let's try custom fields. Depending on what trigger you have and what extensions you have, the merge tags will grow. So for example, if I change, let's add a new notification. Let's say the trigger was WooCommerce. So I'm going to scroll down here to WooCommerce. There we go. New order. So order completed, let's say. When I did that, you see the merge tags populated. So this is going to give us more stuff. Like this is merge tags around orders. So it just depends on the combination of stuff that you have activated and installed, that sort of thing. So looking back where we were creating our custom taxonomy notification, you can get creative just depending on what merge tags are available to you here. You can just keep searching through here and see what's available, see what you keep unlocking. But yeah, use your creativity there. Again, specify the recipients. Maybe the listing, maybe once you become a listing owner, you get a certain role, depending on how your website is configured, and you want to send out to, maybe there are customers at that point. You want to send this out to all customers. But maybe not all customers have a gym listing. So you can get creative and do conditionals, process this trigger if they have the listing type of gyms or whatever, anything that applies to that custom taxonomy of facial massages. You can get really creative, extremely powerful stuff. And like I said, if something's not available, that you run into a roadblock, I am more than confident that the Bracketspace team will accommodate whatever you need to do there. Okay. So again, once you've got this set up, if you want to drop it in the review queue, if you have access to that extension, whether you purchased it or it's in your bundle, test it out in the review queue. Otherwise, just toggle it on and quickly test it yourself, and off you go. Okay, so really quick, let's look at the free extensions. Let's look at all the extensions. I'm going to talk about all the extensions. This is just a list, right? I'm going to run through these real quick. Free extensions, these are going to be available to you by default as soon as you turn the plugin on and pull the extension down from the website. I think in some cases the extension is already there. You just need to turn it on from your website. BBPress. So that's BBPress triggers for forums, topics, and replies in those forums. BuddyPress. So I need BuddyPress triggers. LH multi-part email. This provides a text alternative type of solution for HTML emails. So notifications does have an option to change your, trying to think where that was done. So yeah, so that was under settings. And then carriers, I think it was. Yeah, email. So enable email carrier. There's message type, plain text, and HTML. I am not 100% sure what this extension adds in addition to this option here that I'm showing. But I'm guessing it adds more features if you were to enable it when you are on this side of the house right here, when you're configuring this, okay? I'm guessing. Let me see. I might be able to, let me see if I can pull that down real quick. Let's see if we can figure that out together here. So bear with me one second. I'm gonna log in here. This isn't greatly important, but it'd be fun to kind of figure this out together since I don't know either. LH. Actually, you know what? I think it's available right from their site. So if I do a search for LH. What I'm saying is I don't think I need to go through an account to get to it. Anyway, I can't find it off the top of my head, but let's go to extensions over here. See if we can find it. So you see all their extensions here. I probably should have showed you this screen. There's a lot you can do. There's there's a lot here. Here we go. LH multi-part email. We see that it says install now, so it's available out of the box. So you just install it right here. Okay, let's activate that. Let's go to notifications and settings and see if it's in there. Carriers. So it was under email. All right, let's go look at this notification. Let's save this to refresh it and let's see what our options are. So add new carrier. I am not sure what that extension does. Anyway, not largely important. I'll ask the developer if they say something that it does something magical. I'll update the guide, but I'm just not seeing what it does there. Okay. Anyway, I'll get off that. And then the last one there is signature, which you saw, or maybe you saw here. So signature. So this is another way to add signatures to emails. Really cool stuff. And that's for free. Pro extensions. These are available in the various pro bundles that I showed you or as a one-off purchase. And then again, club members get a discount if you purchase through one of the bundles. So app presser, send push messages to all your app users or selected users. Conditional, send based on certain criteria. I showed you that. Custom fields, ACF, include any meta values that ACF can get a hold of. You can send that stuff out. Discord, send notifications over this popular platform. Email attachments, easily add attachments to your notifications. File log, save notifications as log files on your server. Mailgun, connect with the powerful Mailgun service to increase the deliverability of your emails. Push, allow your website visitors to subscribe to browser notifications. You've probably seen that when there's like a little pop-up or something that shows up on a website and it's like, hey, click here to subscribe to updates. So that's anytime you visit their website and there's an update, you'll get it right on their website. So that's pretty cool stuff. Another neat thing about this that I'll say is there's no third party required here. So it's all done on your website. A lot of these push notification solutions require you to sign up for a third party and go through their services. So this would all be done right from your website. Push bullet, send push and SMS notifications with ease. Pushover, send push notifications to any of your devices registered in Pushover. Review queue, we talked about that. So it's manually review notifications before authorizing sending. Scheduled triggers, we talked about that. Control the precise time when notifications are sent. SendGrid, connect with the SendGrid service to increase the deliverability of your emails. Slack, integrate with one of the most popular communication platforms in the industry. So you can post like certain channels, certain people within Slack, that sort of thing. Twilio, send notifications to mobile phones. And lastly, but very importantly, WooCommerce. So these are just in alphabetical order. Change the boring WooCommerce emails to something completely customizable when they come out with the email templates. So we're looking at that on my screen here. So that's that. I actually need to update what I just said there. The WooCommerce extension, Pro extension, is not about email templates. It is about these things here that I'll show you real quick. So trigger, scroll down here to, here we go, WooCommerce. So new product created, product updated, added to cart, removed from cart, orders, new orders, order updated, processing completed, customers, login, log out, update, review, product reviews, review added, review approved. These would also, because of MyListing, apply to the review system, the comment system. So I will update that after this video. So yeah, I just ran through all of the WooCommerce triggers. Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about a scenario, sending an email when an order is completed. Okay, so same process. I'm going to go through this one a little faster, and then we're about to wrap up this video. Okay, so let's create another new notification here. We're going to call this. Oh yeah. So first, let me back up. Why did I include this in the guide? So we'll configure a notification that sends an email to the website owner and alerts a Slack channel when a product, i.e. or e.g. listing subscription, has been purchased. This requires the Slack notification extension to also be installed. At the time of this video, the Slack stuff, the steps I removed. That is because there is an issue. Slack has like a bug or something in their system to where it's disconnects people, including Bracketspace. So I'm going to get that added back in once they are connected. So for this purposes, we'll just be sending an email. But the idea here is that your highest priced listing subscription package has been purchased. I've seen some listing sites, MyListing sites, that have listing subscription packages that are $1,000 or higher. I've seen it. It just depends on what you're offering and that sort of thing. Yeah, it's outside the scope of this video, but I've seen them $1,000 packages. So if and when that happens, you want to be, in my opinion, all hands on deck. Hey, someone signed up for this. Let's roll out the red carpet, white glove service. Let's welcome them. Let's get them onboarded in the most professional, seamless way possible. So that's where this scenario came from in my head. Okay. So you download, install, and activate the WooCommerce extension from your Bracketspace account. I've already done that. So we're going to add a new notification here. We'll just call this, copying from my guide here. We're going to call this listing subscription XYZ purchased. Okay. The trigger is going to be when a WooCommerce, when an order has been, I think I did, yeah, order is completed. Scrolling on down, and you can also do a search here. So I could do a search for completed. There we go. That's another faster way to do that. So WooCommerce order completed. We're going to click add new carrier. We're going to do email. I'm going to go back here a level, or actually I'll just click add new carrier here. So here's the Slack here. It works. It's just there's one part of it that is disconnected. So that's why I took it out of the instructions for now. But because I think that might be updated on Bracketspace's end. But you just click this and you run through setting it up as a carrier. So, okay. So same thing here. Listing subscription, XYZ purchase. Obviously name that something more meaningful to you. Subject, same thing. You can put XYZ purchase dash, and we can use our merge tags again. Do a product, let's see, order. probably something in the lines of, and you don't have to do this. I'm just thinking through this actually on the fly here. I was thinking of like the product ID. See, order. Gosh, there's just so many. I feel like there's got to be something in here with just, there's order ID, order number, order status, order type. Anyway, I don't want to keep you on here any longer, but you get the point. Just build this however you want, just like we did the other ones. Build the body of your email here. Remember, in this particular case, we're not going to the purchaser. I mean, you could create one. It's probably a great idea if you do create a welcome sequence for them. That's separate from this video because I didn't map out the steps, but you can see it's pretty easy to do. This is for your internal team. Okay. To say, hey, someone purchased this, it's all hands on deck. So I guess let's just leave it at this because they're going to know based on the title and the subject what it is that they purchased. And in the body, like you may not even need to put anything in there. It just depends on your team and how it's set up. Maybe you just want this notification. Like, actually, I take that back. I would probably drop in something about the customer. So let's check that out. Customer. So yeah, maybe it's customer ID. Maybe we just drop that in. So let's copy that. Customer ID. What else? Anything else in here? Customer billing email, maybe we drop that in so you can quickly reach out to them via email rather than searching through your WooCommerce, the WordPress, sorry, I can't talk. The WooCommerce area of your website. Maybe you can just get it right here from the email so you don't have to go hunting and pecking. Yeah, and then choose who it goes to. So you can specify the recipients manually. So everyone on your team or just yourself, just you, the administrator, however you want to do that. Maybe you've got some roles set up for your team here. You can do all administrators there, however you want to do it. Okay. So I think you get the idea there. And then, yeah, and then Slack. Or whatever. Maybe you guys have a Discord channel set up for your team, or just a lot of different ways you could go about it. But again, this particular notification is for your internal team, so you think about that. Okay. What else? Yeah, optionally you can set up the conditionals down there at the bottom. Optionally you can set up the review queue. You probably don't need that because it's internal, so no need to really review it. And then obviously just remember to save and test, okay, at the end. All right, and then lastly here, I'm just gonna really quickly roll through these one-off extensions and their status as far as like whether they're available now, coming soon, or whatever, okay? These are available as a one-off purchase, okay? So they're not in the bundles that are available. Okay, Advanced Cron Manager, view all events in WP Cron and gain full control over them. So these are the events that are running in the background of a WordPress website at all times. They have a schedule. Not everything has the same schedule. It's really cool to see this in the back end of how everything is scheduled on your site in more of an advanced way, and you can control it, see what all is going on. Easy digital downloads. This is coming soon. Take control of easy digital download notifications and rewrite them according to your needs. So if you're using easy digital downloads on your site, this would apply to you. Again, coming soon. Email templates are coming soon. This is just a way to customize email templates for WooCommerce. Facebook. Create new Facebook posts when something happens on your WordPress website. This is coming soon. Incoming webhooks. This is coming soon. Send notifications and add WordPress posts using incoming webhooks. Pipedrive coming soon. Integration with a great, easy-to-use CRM system. Subscriptions coming soon. Create multiple subscription lists and display the sign-up forms on the front end of your website. Twitter coming soon. Create new tweets when something happens on your WordPress website. WordPress poster coming soon. Easily create new WordPress posts from various events on your website. And last but not least is Zapier coming soon. integrate your notifications with any popular service that Zapier supports. All right, guys, that is it for this video. It's been a good one, I think. This is very powerful stuff. I am scratching the surface of what this thing can do. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. In the meantime, please click subscribe. It really means a lot and keeps me motivated to do these additional videos in the future. All right. Thank you guys, and catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.